What up, peoples, and welcome back to the channel. So, in this video, yeah, we have RT, Shay, and a bunch of other people that talk about Rosealee and our CDA chaos. And everybody have something to say after the fact, but during the situation, everybody was silent. So, this is what the people in my chat say.
Kind of mother that I am, it cannot be questioned. However, you see, the moment that I realized that things were going to come out of my own control, I humbled myself and I start complying. My child has never been out of my care. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the moment that she see that CDA is coming down on her and they want to try and intervene, and what she should have humbled herself and start complying, being compliant, and do the things that she needed to do for them to be on their way if her parenthood or her motherhood could not be questioned. I wouldn't need to sit down with my child. If my child was of age where he could speak for himself, I wouldn't need to sit down with him and coerce or coach him on what to say if social services ever turn up, because I know he gets fed, his basic needs are met, and I am the mom that I need to be, and he's not being neglected, whether that is abuse physically, emotionally, or any kind of neglect. You understand? So that in itself is telling. If you have to coach your child on if they get questioned by anybody in school or anybody in any kind of profession, that in itself is already telling, because the kind of parent that you are, everything would speak for itself.
And I'm going to say something Miss Red Rose what she said. So you're saying that persons probably treat their children bad or whatever. So if I'm a parent and I verbally abuse my kids, chop them with something, lick them in them head, do whatever, I'm not on social media, right? Someone else is on social media doing everything in front of the camera, them gone with them kids. Whether or not I treat my kids like that, you know what is the problem? It is my duty to say, okay then, you sleep and mark death. That means if I was living this life in front of the camera like these persons, then them could have come take my kids. So it is my duty to say, okay then, I am going to change from doing that to my kids, that it don't happen to me. We are not about that right now.
That's true.
Because whilst you can be saying, okay, I saw the treating and putting them, I saw you can treat your own too. And we don't know, because you guys are not in front of the camera.
Can I say
I will
something?
put that on the person that is not part of the conversation. If the persons in the comments treat their kids like that, if the persons that are not rankers treat their kids like that, we are talking about one incident, two parents, two children. That's what it is about.
I understand.
And all we are saying, what we should be saying, if it is that persons are doing this and we are not seeing, you should stop, because you see what can happen. I encourage them.
That's true too.
That's true, but
them and say, "Oh no, no want to get back our kids."
No.
We cannot know that.
But
Silent girl.
But sometimes you have to
cannot
look
know
at
that.
Sometimes you have to look at not only the abuse, not only the problem of what taking place with the kids. You have to look at the image, the portray, the behavior of the parent too. The parent need help.
All right, so we established that she needs help and she needs this and she needs that, and things are and things need to be in place before her children return back to her care. Now, my thing is that report that I had read, or the statement that I read from CDA in the Observer. It states that the interim, the initial court interim, gives them 30 days to investigate before they can determine whether or not the children will go to a family member or allocated new guardian, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that the children will go into a care home. Now, based on, just because that's what would have been presented in court doesn't mean that's what the judge ruled. So therefore, anything depending on what the judge has ruled or whatever the judge's outcome of that case would have been presented, we do not know the outcome. Now, for me,
But the judge told her
sorry,
to turn
your
over all the
background.
kids'
Wait,
documents.
hold on, your background.
All
Sorry.
right, but what
Let
I'm
me just.
saying is the
Marlene,
judge
your
already
background
told.
more than your man. Yes,
My
you
thing
got your
is,
background.
I think that, and this is just my opinion. No one don't beat me for it. The facts that Jakes is not under investigation, he should try and get custody of the children, even if it's for them to do their 30-day investigation. We're for the kids, we're about the kids. Let's stick to it about being the kids and try and find a solution for that. I believe that can be presented, okay? Even though people are saying, hold on, Red Rose, please let me land. Even though people are saying that, oh yeah, but Jakes was abusive, Rose was abusive, it doesn't mean that he's a risk factor to his children. He can step up and try and
No,
get a
I
hold
have
of
to
those
disagree
kids.
with you. I have to disagree. I'm sorry. I'm a therapist. I'm going to disagree with you. A father that's beaten on a mother is a risk factor to their kids because study shows that they'll beat their kids too.
Not necessarily, not in all cases, and that's studies.
Well, I'm telling you, like as a clinician and work with DCFS in the States, no, the father is not going to be an appropriate fit. I don't know how Jamaica works, but if two parents are in the house and they're beating on,
But they're
and
not
they're
two
beating
kids.
on,
No,
and
they're
they're
not two
beating
kids.
on
No,
each
no. I never
other,
said for them to be in the
and
same place.
if two parents are in the
Never
home
said that.
and they're both beating each other, the dad also has to get services in order for the kids to be with dad. So Jakes is not out and clear.
Exactly.
But he's not
He's
under
not.
investigation by them. Hence the
But
reason
he
why he was
should
able
be.
to speak to
He
the
should
kids.
be.
He
He
is.
But
should
he's
be.
not.
He is.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but
He
he's not.
should have been.
Oh, he is? Oh, I
Because
thought
he
they
was in
said
the
that he
same
spoke.
environment
Rose said that
and
he
he didn't
spoke to
report
them.
it. He
Rose
should
said
have.
that when they
Spoke to them,
asked
he
to
is.
speak to their dad, he was able to speak to them. That's what she said on the live. So I didn't think that he was. So sorry,
Yes,
okay.
he's there. He's living in the same house and he is
But I'm not
observing
talking about
everything.
him living with them. No, I don't think anyone like.
Children to the point of no return. And
You
you're
know how those kids can, sorry, Chosen, you know how those kids could even be facing things at school like bullying
and do
because
you
of the things that are
understand?
being
Because
displayed?
their mothers on live, everybody's on TikTok from baby to grow to
Right.
grandmothers.
Look how she was skin out on the bed when the
Do you,
JC
do you
or
understand what
whoever
I'm
did run
saying?
up in
Like,
the yard. You know how scarring that is as kids.
listen, she does certain
She
things
don't
on
even
live,
know.
yeah. As a mother, I don't feel like it's acceptable to be doing on live. Do you get what I mean? Everybody, I'm not gonna sit down here in front. Listen, everybody wanna sit down and talk about Ivani, and there's other TikTokers out here doing the same thing. But you can't talk about one and then have different feelings for another. That don't make no sense.
Well, the
I
topic
don't
right
agree
now
with.
is
I
Rosealee, so that's why we're talking about her. We're not
no,
going to talk about other people.
I understand that, but what
And
I'm
wait,
trying to say
one
is
second.
that's why I'm saying.
I saw somebody in the comments saying that I want Akeem. That's why I'm mad about Rosealee. Y'all are fucking delusional.
No, listen. The reason why I said
y'all are
I was
fucking
trying to bring up the
delusional.
difference where I'm saying that these people on TikTok are enabling this one woman, because if somebody else do it, it's a problem.
Yeah.
They're
You know what?
enabling
But do you
her.
know what it is? You know what it is as
I'm
well?
I'm based in the UK, yeah,
what you
and
have to understand.
I'm a deputy manager of a children's home, so I
Look,
look after
see,
kids
obligation to
who are in
safeguard.
care.
Crazy.
Yeah, I look after kids that's basically put in care. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the procedures, to be honest, yeah, I know that when it comes to the government, yeah, they won't just go and take your kids. They can't do that.
No, there was a whole
Unless, and no, wait,
investigation.
hold
And
on.
as
Unless a
Prince
child,
also
up in the
pointed
care
out,
unless a
system.
child is deemed to be in imminent danger, then yes, they will go for removal,
yeah, if
like
they're class,
police removal, police
there's
order.
certain levels. There's first
Right.
certain levels. You have child in need, then you have
My
child
Sunday
at
dinner
risk.
cook and done,
Yeah.
Roxy. Me don't know
So
what time
child
you
in
want to cook
need
your Sunday dinner.
are the one that they will put like on part program and stuff like that. Child that the kids, they basically need, the family just need a little bit of support. The child who's at risk, they will start coming out and saying they want to speak to you. Now, during this period, she should have been picking her phone up, which is the first mistake
That's what
that
I
she's
said
made.
earlier.
She should have picked her phone up. She should have never been saying sorry, over here we call it social services. So I'm gonna basically say social services. She should have never said to them people, "Oh, I'm busy." What do you mean you're busy? Okay, seeing as you're busy, guess what? It goes down on record that you've basically missed how many
Refuse. No, they
appointments
will
that
have
we've
it down
booked
as a
for you.
refusal.
Yeah,
Refusal to
you're
communicate.
refusing. And then
Refusal.
afterwards, we're getting reports. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then guess what? All these things that we're witnessing, all these reports that we're getting, once it gets to a certain point, we're going to take all the complaints that we have, we're going to bring it to the court. Yeah. And we're going to present it. Yeah. And once it's presented, then they will open, basically a full on case will now be open. They can now remove your kids. Yeah. The fact that they even had the chance to even remove your child means that there is significant risk. It's not just baseline risk they're going to move. No, there's levels. They can only remove your child if they know that your child's at risk. Yeah. And you've basically made a very bold statement online saying that you're going to unalive your kids and burn the house down. Okay. And then on top of that, you also said, after you said that, you said you went for a walk all the way down to the mall. So after saying that, you needed time to cool down. It took you that much out of your energy that you had to go for a walk all the way down to the mall. So that means that it's been in your head. This is the thing that people need to understand. When it comes to professionals, there's certain things that we look out for. For example, if you go into a parent's house, yeah, and this is one of the things that I've basically been trained on. If you go into a parent's house, yeah, and you see the house neat and tidy, and everything's spick and span, there's concern. And you want to know why there's concern? Because there's no toys out. Where's the toys? Okay, so this kid don't play with no toys? Okay? Okay, so you covered everything up because you knew we were coming.
Me no want cut you or anything, but like, may I read the comments at the same time, listen to what the panel is saying.
But,
You
but
guys are keep on in the comment, keep on saying that
you
Jamaica
don't want
have
to
a
cut her, but you're
safe
cutting her.
space for children in the CDA. That is
Cut.
not true. For someone that's speaking from experience, I have gone through the state system, and it has provided me with a good family, even 10 times better than the one that I knew before. So you cannot just simply say that Jamaica are a good place to put state Pitney. Whether or not they are going to do their investigation, them are going to run them investigation so deep that evil
Not in all cases that
enter.
happen, though.
But you cannot say that there's a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
she was
person
literally
in
she was
here.
literally explaining
There's
something so everybody else could get an understanding, and you decided to address one comment. Let her talk. Let her talk. Based on your personal emotion, I don't get it.
all I am saying is that CDA has provided a lot of stay at home for a lot of persons that have turned out even better than the family that you were born into. That's all I am saying. There's true where there's cases where like
Vanessa,
person end
thank
up
you.
in a one case
Vanessa,
worse than the
thank you so
family.
much for sharing your story and sharing your vulnerability. I respect that.
Person reach up in a case of worse than that, but there are persons out there that if they get rose pitney, maybe they are better off, maybe they are worse off. All I believe on this road Jake situation is that everyone needs to humble themselves and put themselves back to solid ground and just think about the kids. This is not about Rose, this is not about Jake, this is not about Akeem, this is about Barbara and Shanta.
This
To
is
be
about
honest, to be
them.
honest, it's also about sorry, dear Lord, what's her name again? Jesus Christ. The oh my goodness. What's your name again? Miraz. Sorry.
Rosalie.
Rosalie,
Yes.
Rosalie.
My brain just went out the window. Yes. It also includes Rosalie because she's the parent. Everything involves her. Everything involves her. She's the one who will basically decide if the kids will go back to her or not.
Yep.
Our
Yep.
actions will
I want to
basically
ask a
play a very
question.
big part. And to be honest, as I said, as someone who's a professional, as I said, I work with kids that's in care. I work in a children's home. I was basically training to be a social worker. In the UK, we call it a social worker. Yeah. And I've done my placement and everything. Yeah.
Can I ask a
Good
question,
morning. Good
please?
morning,
Why, Shay? Go on.
TRL. So,
Hi.
what would be the next step for Rosalie and her family?
So the next step is right now, they're basically, she, to be honest, she needs to get a lawyer. That's what she needs to get. Because right now, the seat, what you guys call it? The
She
seat,
needs to get a,
CPT?
she needs to
Yeah.
put herself in therapy. She needs to get fit. She needs to be deemed as fit. First thing, not a lawyer. First thing I would, if I was her, I would immediately find a therapist in Jamaica. Boom. I'm
So why
She
you
working
needs
not
on
to
get
know.
some
myself.
free
She
therapy,
needs
little
to.
bit?
She needs to understand under what ground she stands under, because she now needs to understand if they're gonna take her child on full care order, or they're gonna give her supervised contact. She needs to understand where she stands.
She has a
Miss
lawyer.
Chin,
She
Miss
has
Chin,
a
why you don't
lawyer.
volunteer for help like you have experience?
Me?
You also have mental problem.
But
No,
do you know what it, do you know
I'm
what
not
it
like
is?
RT, mama auntie, I'm not licensed in Jamaica. I'm licensed in Illinois, Chicago. I can't help Rosa. I can't help Rosa. I'm sorry.
Okay, Shay, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Can I speak? Can I? Good morning.
Yes, speak.
Oh, hi.
Okay, my question is the question I want to ask, and before me finish talk before an answer. So nobody's gonna hold Rose accountability for everything. Everybody's going to say it's mental health. And then my next question is I want to ask mothers over here, would you and your man have something at the house and you crash out, right? Would you think or even have make that even come in your head for say you're gonna analyze your kids thing? That's my question. And I can't answer.
So,
What
Shay,
accountable you think you should
Shay,
I
may
get?
I answer your shit. The first question, that's a little bit more difficult because we know as a therapist, we know mental health make you do things that you would not do if you weren't mentally ill.
I've
And
never before.
but she still needs to be held accountable for her mental illness and she needs to get help.
So
But
our mental illness reaching at this year.
Thank you.
so you
Because
think
she's
that
saying that
somebody
she's
that is normal will behave like this, RT? You're telling me she just woke up and she's normal and she's
I'm
behaving
the
like this.
Miss
demon
You're
noir
Chin.
telling
at
me
Miss
Occitan.
Chin. Miss
okay.
Chin. Miss Chin, me
Okay.
can say something to you.
Even the
Like
like hold on 1 second. Even if y'all don't think she has like bipolar or she's manic or whatever, y'all don't
yeah,
think she's
Miss
wait,
Chin,
y'all don't
wait,
let me
wait.
finish
Miss
my
Chin, no,
thought.
no, no, no,
Let
no.
me
Me gonna
finish
stop
my
you now.
thought. Let me finish.
No,
Can I finish my
mama
thought?
stop you.
Can I finish my thought?
We need to stop. We
She
need
could
to stop diagnose people, Miss Chin. Miss
me
Chin,
not
we
diagnose
need to
her.
stop diagnose
I'm not.
people.
Oh my God.
You are. We need to stop. Like we need to stop diagnose people like who have mental health, who have bipolar, who have
Okay,
what the
okay,
fuck?
Shay, listen
But
to me.
do you know
Listen
what
to
it
me.
is? Oh,
Let me finish
go
it.
on.
I said I don't know if she has these things, but you're telling me someone in their sane mind is gonna make homicidal statements. It could even be post-traumatic stress disorder. That's still a
Yeah,
mental. Wait,
But Chin, me rule it as
Can I
illiteracy, you
finish?
know.
Can I finish? We know she got post-traumatic stress disorder. We know that based on what she says about her childhood and the abuse and no one being there for her and being beat by Jay. We know she has some emotional, like, let's be real. I'm not saying I'm not saying she bipolar or anything like that. She might be depressed, she might have anxiety, but I will say as a clinician, I definitely feel like she has post-traumatic stress disorder.
I
That's what
know.
I'm saying.
That's
You
not
know what?
treating
Yeah,
with baby Shay.
I'm about
That's
to say something,
PTSD.
and I'm gonna put my professional bit out of the window. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, my mom has told me some stories that my grandmother has done to her. Yeah, even to the point where my grandmother even the reason why my mom even know how to sew is because my grandmother burnt all of her clothes. Yeah, that's trauma. And my mom, I can count on one finger to tell you how many times my mom has put hands on me. And to be honest, I deserve those ones. I'm not gonna lie. I deserve those ones. Yeah. But you as a parent need to think to yourself, I've been traumatized by such and such, yeah? But you know what? This is my youth. This is what come out of me. It is my responsibility. I'm gonna look after my child. Yeah? I'm going to look after my child. So guess what? Yes, you have all your traumas and stuff. And if you know that you have your trauma and you realize to yourself that you're not talking properly to your child, you know you're not talking properly to your child, you need to take a step back and you need to reevaluate. Like, no, I need to switch this up. No. For example, when you guys are basically going out with I'm not pointing out anybody. Yeah, I'm saying when you were younger, you used to go out with different boys. Yeah, oh, my little boyfriend is. If he treated you bad, would you not? You would usually step back, evaluate, and say, no, sir, him not treat me good. You know, so I'm not doing this. You know, the next one I date with, if he do this, me I run. You would do that.
Y'all are
So
clear.
this
Y'all
is
are
the thing. This is the thing. I'm not gonna say, yeah, that mental health doesn't play a part. Yes, everyone has mental health. It just takes something to trigger us to basically go
No, please
basically
don't
down.
diagnose me this. If you not
No,
have
no, no.
mental
I'm
health,
not.
you are.
I'm not
when you say
diagnosing
things like that,
anyone.
you
No,
see
No,
when
I'm
you
please,
not
say, wait,
everyone.
hold on, Shay.
No,
You
Not
see
have
when you
listen.
say
mental
things
health.
like that, it's
No,
when she's saying that everybody has mental health, we all have mental health. It's like
we
physical
all have
health.
mental
It's
health.
either
It's
good or
not.
it's bad.
I mean,
She
not
don't have to
gonna
Yeah,
unbias
agree.
it.
I'm just saying I'm
We
never
exactly.
all have
going to
mental health.
triggers
agree.
it.
Your
It's
mental
I'm
health
never
whatever
is
going to
either
triggers it.
good or you
agree.
have bad mental health. No, Shay,
Just
we
like
all
how
have
I
mental
heard
health.
someone once said that every one of us have cancer cells inside of us. It's
Yes, it
just
just
what
takes
really
something to
triggers the
trigger it.
cancer. It's
We
what
all have
triggers it.
mental health, like we have
Yeah,
physical health.
yeah.
It's either good physical health or bad physical health. We all have mental health. We all
We
have a
all have
brain.
mental health.
We all
When
have
we
mental
when we
health,
feel
but it's
sad and
either
we
you're
start
Don't
crying,
fight
inside
your
is
it's
good or
mama.
it's bad.
Shay, what was your second question? Because God must forget. My memory bad. What was the second
Yeah. The second question is how do we a mother and would you yeah your man have something like when have husband, boyfriends, would you crash out and say, okay, me feel like for just kill the man, kill the pity them, and analyze myself in the honest, but you would you make that come out of your mouth? Like would you think about it? Like that would have come in your head?
Do you know what it is? All
No, because
right.
I'm not homicidal, so no.
I
But
Oh.
maybe she
for
is. I don't know.
me, in regards to what Miss Chin was saying, and obviously Shay saying that we shouldn't diagnose everybody, I wouldn't say that I can give a diagnostic. I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
However, when we go to, like, for over here we call it the GP, the doctors,
GP.
they do a slight assessment in regards to based on the things that they say to you. They will then determine whether they believe that you have some kind of anxiety and depression. It's not like a
Right.
full-blown psychiatric evaluation that you go under. They do an assessment and they assess the things that you say to them, and then they will determine whether or not they believe that you could possibly be suffering from something, and they will give you a prescription. Yeah, if it's anxiety and depression, a lot over here, the first thing that they're gonna prescribe you is sertraline. Yeah, something that is just common for everybody. Okay, that they think that has come to them and said, okay, do you know what? These are the issues that I'm having. Da, 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 da. Everybody gets prescribed sertraline, and then if it don't work, they look at, looking at other things, other solutions. Now,
Shay.
for me,
listen.
with the question that you first
Are we
asked,
not even know if Rosealee got through parent assessment and we not know?
the
And
first question
and
that
then
you
just pick the kid
asked.
up at the school.
The first question that you asked, Shay, in regard to my opinion is, do I think that Rosalie there's issues there? There possibly is. However, in regards to the second question you've asked, is it something that I would do? When people are in a state of mind where they are in depression or they are in their depressive state, they have impulsive thoughts. Does it always mean that they're going to carry out those
No, it's
impulsive
not.
thoughts?
It's not
No.
impulsive. No, wait. It's not
No.
impulsive thoughts. It's
It is an impulsive thought.
No, it's called intrusive thoughts.
Okay,
Intrusive thought.
intrusive.
I
Intrusive
already
thought.
know
Wait,
the
can I say
thought.
something? Intrusive thoughts are thoughts
Okay.
that you have that you don't want to have. Like
Okay,
you would
so,
literally
all right,
have a
you've
thought
corrected
to
me on the term. You've
Wait,
corrected
you
me on
would
the term.
literally
Thank you.
have a thought to kill somebody, but you really like, oh my fucking God, why am I thinking that way? That's an intrusive thought.
Okay.
And if you're having intrusive thoughts like that, I'm gonna assume that something is not right mentally. If you're having homicidal thoughts to kill
Right.
your kids,
So-
to kill your husband. And the last person in America that did that, she put her kids in a fucking car and drove the car in the fucking thing and she killed them. So I don't blame, oh, I'm sorry, and unalive them. So I don't blame CDA to come and get the kids. Cause what if her head did take her, and what if She did burn the
we
fucking
would be we
house
would be the
down.
same ones here sat here
And
saying
then
that, you
y'all
know
would have
what,
been like, oh,
CDA
Jamaica
never intervened,
government
or the
is the
government,
worst.
right, the
Jamaican
government didn't
government
intervene.
heard. All
I
these
hear
people
it.
was on her live. Nobody helped the kids. So you can't fucking win. It don't matter what happens. There's no winning here.
It would have become a case study for professionals in the future to study when they think about looking
Nako.
after kids.
All right, my next question is because Artina asked them. Next question is, all of we up on TikTok, right? We always see Rosalie crash out when she and GX. But we never, ever, ever hear when Rosalie crash out when she and GX at it and say she want to analyze the kids them. But as soon as you and Akeem have problem, you want to say you want to analyze your kids them. Come on, talk, because
So
I'm going to get
all
down.
right,
Shay,
so
I
cool.
wanted to
When you
answer
ask
your
a question,
question.
oh, sorry, go on, team
I
girl. Go
wanted
on,
to
team
answer
girl.
Shay's question from earlier. No, in terms of the question that you asked earlier about accountability and, if we would have done that to say that we want a lot of our kids, right? In terms of that, right? If Rose know that she was having these thoughts, right? Why did she come on the internet to say this to the internet? What therapy or what guidance can the internet give to
Cause
you?
the internet is her friend.
Right? No, it's
Isn't that
not. It's not your
well
friend, and
in
that's
their
why it ties
minds?
back.
In their
Give me one
minds.
second,
In their
Chin.
minds.
And then
In
it
their
just ties
minds.
back to the fact that you're delusional. To think that if you come on the internet to say that you were having these thoughts, it would be a safe space for you to come and say that. It's not, because a lot of people, they might like you and they might not like you. So if you knew you were having these thoughts and you're saying that you have issues, you have identified that these are things that you have an issue with, why didn't you seek professional help? If you love and you care for your children, why didn't you seek the professional help? So as much as we want to tie everything to mental health and all of those things, you can identify that you have an issue.
Kimmy, where are you? Where in the world are you?
In the US.
You're in the US. Okay, so the reason why I asked you is because I've realized that when I do have conversations with Jamaicans, people that still reside in Jamaica, they are very defensive with the terms mental health. Yeah.
Yes. Or
They are
therapy.
very they are very defensive, and they like to, what's the word that I'm looking for, reject the fact that there is an issue, and an issue where you can seek help. In Jamaica, it's not
No,
a
no,
normal
but I'm
thing.
not rejecting. I'm not
No,
rejecting
no,
that.
wait. I'm
I'm
not
just
talking about. I'm
exploring
not
other
talking about
options,
you.
though.
I'm not talking about you. I'm saying on a whole. I'm generalizing right now. Okay.
It's
When
not
I
only
come,
Jamaica.
wait,
It's black
can I
people on
finish?
a whole. I live in America, and
Yeah.
therapy is stigmatized here too. It's not just Jamaica. Black people on a
Okay.
Exactly.
whole.
So,
I'm
but
talking about
can I just
Jamaica.
go back to the point? Just give me one second. I'm just go back to the point, right? So I'm just saying there's other options other than mental health, right? Remember, we identify that we know that she went through some things, and some person gave some example to say that childhood trauma, and growing up, if we were to talk to our grandparents, they would say like their parents used to even put them in ants nest, and some are beat them or some, and they would never think to say that they would do something like that to their children, right? Or to
Because
crash out
everybody
and do.
have different minds. Everybody's
Everybody
resilient
have
different.
cope.
Everybody different. You have
But
five
my
pitney at the
thing
same.
is,
You have five pitney at the same house. Five of them get abused the same way. Five of them turn out
Chin,
different.
can I just
but
speak?
Wait,
Can I
let
Everybody
her
just
is
finish,
one
Shay.
wired
second, guys. One
differently.
second, guys.
Shay?
One
Listen,
second,
please.
Kimmy,
Let
go.
Kimmy finish. Let Kimmy finish.
Okay.
All right. So what I'm saying that I understand that people deal with things differently. But what I'm saying is that accountability needs to be taken, and not just to say, yes, she might be bipolar, she might be going through depression, there's certain things that might be happening. But I'm saying that us, right? I said that we're staying and everything's okay, and we're good parents. If those thoughts came to our head, what was the first thing that we would have done? We would have went to the doctor, we'd have seek some professional help to say, why am I thinking these things,
I
right?
agree with
And
you. I agree with you.
that would have been the first thing that came to our head. Why did you come on the internet and then you went to crash out and say those things? When over a man that is not yours, you didn't do 13 years with this man. This is not Jake's, right? It was just a little fling to entertain us and all of those things to lead you to say that about your kids. And then to say that you don't want to stay inside to, um do something to yours to self-harm, right? You went to makeup, to dance, and wind up yourself. Why you never go to dinner? Why you never go to therapy? Why you didn't like blog? I said, guys, look, I'm at therapy. I feel that I have some help. I need some help in the best interest of my kids. I'm going to, enroll myself in some parenting class, those sort of things. Why didn't you do that? So we are still skipping around the fact to say that accountability needs to be taken. So yes, you need to be held accountable for our
I
actions
I
because
don't think
Okay,
things
so
are
my
nobody.
going
I
on
don't
question
out
think.
there
I
is,
don't think
regarding.
nobody
Whoa,
on.
You
one at
should
a
be
I don't.
held
time.
accountable.
I don't think nobody on the panel is not saying she should be held up. I think she should be held accountable. I think that what they did was appropriate for what she said. But I was just putting another perspective to it as well. But it doesn't mean somebody can be psychotic and go kill somebody. It doesn't mean that they're going to get off because they were psychotic. Yes, she should be held accountable. I don't think this
so
is about. She should be held accountable. And
But
Shay, to answer your question, it is interesting that nothing ever drove her to the edge until the fake breakup with Akeem. So we
but
know
So
clearly that
why?
ties into the delusion that she really thought she was in a relationship with him.
I
Clearly.
don't think
So
so,
okay,
you
so
know.
my question
I'd have to
is,
no, but wait,
how
Shay
can
asked
you
the
help
question.
someone? How
Shay
can
asked
you
the
help?
question
Let
before.
me finish.
Come, make Bella talk.
How can you help someone who don't want to be helped? Because clearly she
Well, this
don't
is what
want the help.
happens. This is what happens when they don't
So
accept the
we could
help.
sit up here and talk all day. She have to be the one who wants the help.
may I say something?
Go ahead.
While this is not shame, may I just say something quickly? Because persons talking about being abused or whatever, whatever, whatever. How many of us have parents that don't talk to us, would say abuse us, would think that is abuse when we grow up we realize that them never want we get in a problem, this, that, that. But we are saying that Rose mom did a lot of things to her. We don't know what Rose do to her mother because remember we're talking about Rose. And while we're on the topic, if you notice, Rose always refer to, oh, I'm a Gemini, so this and that. So I might can say a little bit more because I'm also a Gemini. Maybe not being the one that she is, but yes, I am. Why is it that, as we are saying, Jakes has been doing a lot, Jace has been saying a lot, she has been doing a lot, she has been saying a lot. The only problem I see Rose have, apart from being delusional and loud and love to curse, there's nothing else wrong. There is nothing else wrong with Rose. Why is it that every time something happens, if I go and kill somebody to get out of problem, I am mentally ill? Why is it that is the first thing we run to say that we are mentally ill? When we were killing the person,
Some
we never
people are just
mentally ill.
wicked.
Unalive, 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 yeah.
Because
We
when
never,
you
we,
think
we
of
never
trying to,
mentally ill. We never have no trauma. We never, every time something happen and she's gonna get in problem. Oh, trauma. Oh, my mother never want me. Oh, why is it that we always have to resort to that?
Because the
Why?
internet, let me tell you
And
why
then the
I think
thing
that is,
is,
Queenie.
one second, my last point. If you notice, when she came out and whatever happened, you see, if she did come and say, boy, me I want to tear it down, whatever, whatever, on a report, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you now, me myself have to take blame because I was the one that said it. Mula sympathize with her. You know why I mean I have no against her? Because I know she don't take responsibility for her actions. That's why I cannot see through. Me can't have no heart for her. Me can't feel no way. I am only about the kids. Me can't feel no way for none of the two of them. None
yeah,
of
but
them.
this,
All
But
you know,
Jakes don't
I
come.
want to ask you a question as a public
this
figure,
is
Yes.
what,
Queenie. Queenie, you, this question is to you.
Okay.
What accountability do you think she should get?
I think that she should have come and said, re the kids and what happened. I'm not talking about for the rest of something of them because the rest of something of them are cuss, whatever, whatever. We're talking about this present situation that is so serious. I believe she should have said, in all, do I don't know if uno report, I don't know the people them a watch me. Look, me will come and will say, you know, so the people them they really want to talk to me. I'm a fan them have for much time as if somebody did type and say, Rosalie, I treat the people them like Jehovah Witness when they come away yard and we lock the door, we lock the window. Yes, I such I treat the people them. So I believe that she should have come. on the media, since she goes, she can't ball and say, wanna finally kill me, wanna finally take everything from me. Why you don't say? Yes, me know so on a report, but at the same time it is my fault. At the same time the words came out of my mouth. At the same time I send Shanta all about a night time. At the same time me now look on them when them come with them homework. Why me not come and say that?
All right,
Why?
can I say something to you, Queenie? Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
Queenie,
She
right?
could.
Let me show you
Yeah.
something. The reason why people love to run to the internet and put things down to being that having mental health issues is due to the fact that the internet and the people that are watching them are acceptable to the behaviors that they display.
Yeah.
Now, for example, notice, and I'm just going to use a celebrity as an example. When celebrities do things that they shouldn't, their fans do hold them accountable to a certain extent. So then they have to come and accept and take accountability so that the repercussions or the backlash of their fans either losing off of them don't happen. But
Right.
if the people,
I don't think so though.
if the, it's
No,
just my
she's correct.
opinion.
She's
It's just
correct.
No, she's
it's just my
correct. She's
opinion.
correct.
I'm not I'm
Damage
not
control.
saying
She
it's
Yeah,
said
facts.
she's
It's
damage
just
correct.
my
control.
opinion. The people that are watching Rose enable her. We all can
True.
agree to that. So hence the reason, if she is not seeing what she's doing wrong, how are we, people that do not know her, that are living through her parasocially, able to hold her accountable for the things that she's doing if she don't see where she's going wrong because no one ain't showing her? We might be talking
But
about
she
it
saw it
now.
though. But she
Hold
saw
on, we
it
might
though.
be talking about it. We might be talking amongst ourselves now, like on lives like this. But is Rose actually seeing the effects that it has when people do not agree with her actions? No, because the people are still gifting. The people are still feeding into the delusion. In regards to what Shay had asked the question, in regards to why do we not see, like how she never acted the same way with Jake's. Jake's is her real life. I do still feel like when it came to her and Jake's relationship, we see a lot of the time some women may put a man above their kids. So she was displaying the way that she treated her kids to us. But what was happening with her and Jake's, she was muting. That's her real life. She was keeping that private. The reason why we're seeing what is happening with her and Akeem is because it's a part of the series. It's a part of the storyline. She has to show us that it's a part of the storyline. She's monetizing off of it. She has to show us. So
But
this
why
is the
would
reason why
someone
she's acting,
jeopardize
but she's
that
not
just
really.
for
Do you get what I'm
monetization
saying to
though?
you? That's just my analogy still.
But why
And
would
I'll go on
No,
mute.
I wouldn't
this
support
now
that
comes into
analogy though.
question?
I mean, I respect what you're saying, but I feel like she's showing the part of Akeem because she's never had that, right? There's nothing to show with Jakes. It's just pain and I mean, arrow. Like,
To show why
there's
does she
nothing to
protect it?
show.
The argument. I heard somebody say and that they've never when Jake's and Rose is in a situation, they never really hear his response. They just hear little murmurs and know that he said something, but they don't truly know what they say. It come like he's Tom and Jerry. You know when you used to watch Tom and Jerry and you used to just see the woman's foot, but you never really see. You hear the voice, but you don't really know who the woman is.
Right, right.
Right. Okay. They never really hear Jake's response the way that she is carrying on. So why is she hiding what is happening with him? She privatizes that because she care about man more. Evidently, she's willing to private what's happening with her and a man because that is her real life. Jake's is her real life.
But
No,
obviously in a private no
In
more.
regards
In
to
a
the
private,
kids,
no.
she
in a
displays
private
because
no
she
more
don't
because she
care.
start talk. She start
I
talk
will,
last night, so
I
it's not
will heap
private
of
no
time.
more.
I will heap of time we hear him voice in the background. Him call her big stinking girl already. And him tell her say me thump her in her face. Him talk
Lord
back to
Jesus.
her, yeah. Him
Okay.
disrespect her. What we can't hear sometime. Him disrespect her what we can't hear sometime. What heap of time him disrespect her what we can't hear
I
sometime.
Okay.
witness
You
him
not
Okay.
gonna
fight
lie.
her
All
What
right.
on the
So
heap of
live.
time.
I'm wrong for stating that. Then I don't
I
watch
Yeah.
witness
Rose
him fight
enough.
her on the live.
Some
And
in
come past the
Instagram I
phone
used to
and the
watch
phone
her.
drop.
Since TikTok I don't watch her like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not everything that I'm gonna catch because I'm not a frequent watcher. So what I just repeated in regards to people not always hearing him, that's something that I repeated because that's what come from other people that said that they watch her often.
No, that's
So
other
if I'm
persons that
wrong, I'm
don't watch
wrong.
her though, or other persons that are not active on social media. Because there's a lot of time when you even see, even if you don't watch her, and you see screen recording, you would hear his voice active, and he's very
I
much
since the
disrespectful though.
series we not really hear him voice. Him whisper now.
Exactly.
Him start to
Mm.
whisper. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Because him shame a little bit.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
just
he's
see.
shame.
All right. Look into this for a minute. You notice after last night, we're talking about last night now, when Drake say what him say, and she come out, you realize the problem there where she hide, according to what the lady has said. So things are going on she hide. So listen now, it seems like Drake a beat her up when not to do because of the series. Like when we have the problem them with Wagwan, it's like Jake's have a problem with it too. So all of them look pressure in their Wagwan pan the pitney them too, while we don't know Wagwan behind the scene in the real series.
Be honest with you, RT, as much as I don't want the kids them to be taken away and be in any system, because I still stand on the fact that kids supposed to be with their parents. At the end of the day, I'm watching Rose. I mean, I'm not a frequent watcher of her, but I've seen screen record. I've been on her live before, right? I feel like the environment is so toxic and it's unhealthy. Just the same way I feel like the same thing with Wilbert situation is unhealthy and it's not good for the kids. And I feel like both Rose and Drake, they need to do better for those kids. Because at the end of the day, the main fact that kids can go to school and complain, right? I mean, it says a lot, it speaks volumes, right? And that's why I feel like both of them need to take accountability. They're grown people, and you can't so fixated on the media and your image. And, you know, the same way you can put that energy to run behind Akeem, like put the energy in your kids, right? The kids need it. They're the one that they're suffering.
No
There are a lot of
sir.
things that they might not say to you, the parent, because they can't come to you and say, and then when they go to school, you know, as professionals, teachers, guidance counselor, they have a responsibility. They see something, they have to intervene. You understand? So though I am sorry that that happened to the kids,
Okay,
but at the end of the
Kimmy,
day,
Kimmy,
they need to
Kimmy,
take accountability.
Kimmy,
Yeah.
breaking news, breaking news. The court in England has found that Drake is not fit to keep the child as well because he's also a gambler and a rummed.
You see, it leads back very
Lord.
to what I
I'm
was
just
saying.
telling you where the
Both of
court in
them,
England
it's
send
just a
me.
it's just a
Don't
toxic
analyze chaos.
environment for the kids.
Anybody can elaborate on that if that's true. But I'm just telling you where I get from court of
Whoa.
England. Is that true?
Jakes now
Are
no
you
time.
speaking from
Jakes
England and
Jakes now no time for take them full time because remember say him I feel lock the street at night time, my dear.
So it's like, no, don't laugh, people. All of these things are taken in consideration with the real government people and when deal with the law. Because all we see, we attack and we look, Rosalie, as of last night to this morning on the screen recording, Rosalie paint the picture that Jake is not fit, and them tell me in England, so them I work with where Rosalie say Jake is not fit. So this is problem for you. You know, you the things so much I say about the man.
And I mean, and remember,
And listen,
Rosalie have a
before we
drinking
wrap
problem
up,
too, you
I
know.
need to hear one thing from everybody. What is the solution going forward? We want a real solution.
That is it for the video, peoples. Me want to know what you think about this situation. In the comments, sound off. Do you feel say CDA I do them job? Or you feel like say Rosalie was targeted? Or you feel like say Rosalie don't even care cause literally the very next day she they a dance pan man after she a ball out. So them take away her penny them like a kidnap and hostage. So wanna make me know in the comments. Like always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the tomorrows.